Welcome, guys. It's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I have a Divine Masculine Twin Flame read. I believe I will be doing the 12 signs for the Zodiac as well with it. And before I go there is some spicy information in this read, so if you have any small children around, you may not want them to watch this, okay, because there is some sexual content. And we're going to get right into it. It's October 12th, 2019. The 12 is the Hangman. And it's also a 3 of expressing yourself authentically, coming together with others, siblings, being happy-go-lucky, and just being joyful in general. The day adds up to the 34-7, which the 7 is always the going within, the calm before the storm, the very spiritual, quiet place. Of the 34, 3 and 4 is the Emperor and the Empress coming together, but it's also the 8 of Wands, that back and forth energy, the expressing of feelings, and possibly heated debates if it gets, a little bit to the darker side. So we have the Hanging Man and the 8 of Wands, that very quick energy back and forth. And this morning when I woke up, I was guided to meditate to give you some messages to see what came up. The first thing I got was getting peach and magenta light swirling together. So for me, that's sacral and high heart. It was basically merging and dancing them together. So right in the middle of the sacral and the high heart for me would be coming to the connection of between the solar plexus and the heart, that connection to your twin. So very much the peach and magenta were beautiful colors coming together. It was interesting because I wore red and peaches yesterday. And so those colors were coming up to merge the high heart and the sacral chakras. And then I saw a person jump into a cocoon-like vortex, kind of like a toboggan, with your hands close to your sides, and then take off upward. And a song came up, and I can't remember it. If it comes in for some reason, I'll let you know, but by the time I got up, I couldn't remember what the song was. So it's hard for me to retrieve this information from meditations, because unless I write it down right away, because of my injury to my head, I really have trouble remembering things right away. So the second thing I saw was the indigo to violet lights coming up. The first one was at 10:49 to 50, which was the 9 of Cups and the 10 of Cups, so very much that emotional fulfillment, the peaches and magenta. And then at 11:11 to 14, those 3 minutes, I was getting indigo to violet, which brought in the Arcturians, and I was getting the song, I'm bringing home a baby bumblebee. And I literally was seeing a baby in a swaddle being held, and I was getting the message that the hybrids are coming in. The third message I got was just seeing the man and woman kissing. It was very generic. It wasn't about a specific man and woman kissing, but it was just about in general, the twins coming in. Okay? And very beautiful energies. So this read today is very unusual. I would stay tuned. There's a lot of dark energy that's coming up in this read, and in general this weekend with this dark moon. And but it ends up on this really beautiful, light, funny note. So it's really good to listen to this one. There's a lot of information for you to process here. So stay tuned if you can. If you should like to join me for a session, my information's below, twinflames3344.com, as well as at gmail.com. And thank you all for your likes, your shares, your subscribes, your comments, and please do subscribe below and like if you like the content. And if you can't find what you're looking for, just drop me an email. My CD is piano and voice. My music is very clearing. I actually listen to it a lot myself still, and it's available on iTunes, CD Baby, Amazon, and Google. Okay, so getting into this read. Spruce came up several times this morning too, whether it's the tree or something that you resonate to. That word spruce was coming up, as well as having to do with farms as well. There's another type of farm that was coming up for me. I can't remember what it is now. But the big topic today is that general topic, love versus fear. There is no other group, right? If you're in fear, you're not in love. If you're in love, then you're not in fear. They are mutually exclusive, and it always comes down to that. Are you in love or fear, and which one do you prefer to be in? So we always have that choice. So the read was finished today exactly at 12:21. So it's very significant. The major arcana were the Shadow, which is like the devil, Guidance, which is like the Hierophant, and before the read, let's see, I pulled out, I guess, 4 cards on either end today. So that's the Emperor of the 4. Before the read, the Solar Deity came up, which is the Sun, and after the read, the Star card came up. And then we had 3 Wands, 3 Swords, 2 Pentacles, and 1 Cup. It was very interesting. Before today's read, I can't tell you how many 2s I got in like reads back to back since the 10th to the 12th. And last night it was literally 2, 2, 2, 2. What did I get? I got 2, 2, 2, 2. The one before that was 2, 2, 2, 1. And then 3, 2, 3. So that's not all 2s, but it was still that theme of the 2s. And then before that was 2, 2, 2, 2 again. There's a lot. It's been a lot of 2s. And then before that was 3, 2, 2, 1. So it's been very focused around the 2. Today, the only numbers that came up, well, the numbers for that, the different elements were 3, 3, 2, 1. The King of Swords came up, the Page of Wands, and the King of Cups. And then the Knight of Cups came up after the read. The numbers here and the code line were all about the environment, a green environment. And we had double 5s, double 7s, double 9s, 9, 10 begin again, 12, 24. 12 is the Hangman, 24 is the Queen of Wands, 45, the 5 of Cups, 57 is the 3 of Swords, and 7, 9 is the Pot of Gold at the end of the rainbow, which just brings up something I didn't even think of, and it relates to a theme that was in the read, so I'll get to that. So odd numbers were coming up here, but the 3 was missing. So we had 1 and the other numbers 5, 7, 9. So number 3 was missing there. And also the time of the read was 12:21, which would be the 3 missing because we have the 1s and 2s, but no 3. And right as I wrote down the 12:21 too, an airplane or helicopter went overhead. I don't know which one because I really wasn't paying attention to it until the end, and then I couldn't really hear which one it was. And then it came back around 3 minutes later at 12:24, but it was more distant at that time. So around the environment, the green environment that's coming up on the code line today, let's see, the numbers here on the code line were 1 and 7, so 8 altogether, so and 17. So very much the 8, which is the dance of the masculine and feminine, being centered, and then learning to do the dance back and forth between the masculine and feminine to balance within yourself so that you can learn to balance with your twin. So the message here around environment was coming up all around the false show of power, the phony, the false show of power, acing Gita, the risk seeker, the hidden IV, and also Isis environment was coming up, but also ice as fire and ice, and cold and sterile. So the phony segue, student or seeking urgently of risk, liar, cheat, or thief energy here, the IV hidden or the hidden divine feminine chakra system that the divine masculine uses, and then cold, like I said, cold, sterile, and Isis environment was coming up here. That sometimes the cold is needed to calm the fire, but it was also coming up that the divine masculine may be living in this cold, sterile Isis environment, right, where there's a false show of power or sense of power of any feminines around him. And the Empress is definitely coming up reversed in a big way today. So there could be a matriarch of the family or the partner, any feminine like that, but it's a woman in power who's reversed and very negative and is false, okay? So the Gita came up here, which I looked up there. It's melody of a canon, so it's kind of like competing voices in song. A subject of a musical fugue, battling voices for me. Also, in the Urban Dictionary, it came up as a female Guido. Flashy tight clothes, could be falsely as well, but flashy tight clothes, scrunched hair, that it looks wet. It's funny they had this definition, that the hair looks wet and wavy, but it's actually dry and hard, because if you use mousse or whatever. But it's coming up as the female Guido, so you can get that imagery, as I can't speak that word. Imagery. Dry. Imagine dry. I'm just getting that for some reason. Okay, so this false show of power, one Taurus or Hierophant, a risk seeker. So someone might be a risk seeker here in a cold as ice environment. Okay, so that was coming up. We start with the Ten of Wands upright. All right, so the burden is here. We have the, let's see, the indigo. This card here, over here is the indigo. Let me get my, here. This is the indigo. This is the Four of Cups. This is the solar deity, the sun. And then this is the Nine of Cups. And then the Ten of Wands is on top. So, Ten of Wands, the flame and the light, the torch and the arrows stored, the slings and arrows of the heart. The burdens, the hard labor, the slings and arrows of indigo starting over in love, exposing what satisfies them. A painful ending, betrayal of no intuition, a crime of passion. The secret is out, magically manifested, creates or draws in enemies who want to take you down. Choosing the left, the Queen of Pentacles reversed, defenseless to energies and attacks, and walking away from the situation. News, message, powerless, financially drained or draining, dependent, a loss of power, money, and independence, without peace and coming together in joy, with a dark female in the group, happy with self, deliberating their own poor judgment, of the Queen of Cups reversed, who is free to leap, over emotional at the Y in the road, free to go work out with a friend if they want. So it's like someone complaining and whining, and yet they're free to leap and do whatever they want. Someone who's around the masculine, you know, a karmic, someone who's home or not working, or a child, this can be as well. Okay? But it's someone who's dark, someone without peace and coming together in joy. So there's kind of a juxtaposition there, with a dark female in the group, happy with self, deliberating poor judgment, of the Queen of Cups reversed, who can be over emotional and or manipulative, who's always free to leap. This person's free, over emotional at the Y in the road, right? Not making any choices, free to go work out with a friend if they want at any time. So they should stop complaining and just go have fun or whatever. This was at 12:53. So the Hangman could be just someone hanging out, hanging in limbo. And the 53 is the Catapult. It's also the Knight of Swords. You know, there's something that suddenly comes in. The messenger of truth suddenly coming in, or the Knight in shining armor. The Daydreamer is out. Being seen, you know, daydreaming. The kids in need of peace, possibly group therapy here. Calling in all angels. Blowing Pied Piper's whistle or tune. All right, and there's definitely some sexual connotations there. Psychically manifesting those they want to come in around them. The Queen of Cups reversed, being affected or seen as the little puppy dog that will do anything he says. The lackey, the lapdog, or someone he expects to come and give him a BJ perhaps whenever he says. Eager to lick, eager to please, and there's definitely dogs around here. The arrogant male using bags and flowers, so handbags and flowers, to string someone along. So giving them gifts to get them to do what they want, especially sexual favors are coming up here, like Pavlov's dog. Could even be the other way around, a dark female doing spell work to make her partner, or the divine masculine, her sex slave. If they give them certain gifts, they will pay in kind every time, will follow them off a cliff if they say so. And then I was getting material, material, material girl. And right, we live in a material world. Madonna was coming up there. Pre-Madonna. And it's funny because I watch sometimes the cable girls on Netflix, which, you know, in Spanish they were calling all the mature women Donna, whoever, right? So the Donna here was coming, the pre-Madonna, the Donna material, right? The high woman of materialism. The fake woman. Near stagnant water. Little boy asking, why can't we just all get along and be friends? 2, a man and a woman. The Queen of Cups reversed, meditating in her cup, and the Fool could be an arrogant snob as well. And the dark spell worker and the children around it who can't find a peaceful place to go. Or 2 working in tandem, to send a third person off a cliff, like trying to make them feel crazy so they'll get out of this place. Or someone walking off a cliff while walking the dog. Maybe they are losing their mind, literally, if someone has Alzheimer's. Or maybe they're sending them on a walk with the dog near a cliff so they'll fall because they want the inheritance from them. And that can be figuratively too. It doesn't mean they're walking off a cliff literally. The daydreamer out, stuck in emotions, burdened and stuck, broken down, chaos all around. Spell worker trying to get dreamer, fool, to drive off a cliff or boat overturn, wishing they'd be rid of them for good so they won't have to carry this large burden anymore. The fool keeps going on, chin up no matter what, which may feel, and they may feel responsible. Let's see, wait 1 second. The fool keeps on going, chin up no matter what, which polarizes negative feelings around them of those people who feel stuck, so it may just irritate them even more. Or someone may feel responsible for a boat, car, or ski accident, or carrying that burden for a long time. Stuck in the spokes, even a bicycle accident, or tripped up playing and fell out of control. Codependency comes up here, major, and then beneath that was make the effort, divine masculine. The King of Cups upright here today is out being seen, but a false show of power. Aye, aye, Captain, right? So someone's just pacifying someone. Like they're saying, aye, aye, Captain, whatever you say, but they're just telling them that to shut them up. At a party or reunion, having sex everywhere to get back at the Queen of Pentacles, sweet treats for sweet tweets at the iron gate, the wind vane, the vanity, the revenge and profanity. Bird feeders in the fall, home with a party of 3 or 4 in a big celebration. So it could be different parties were coming together. There's some really negative energy here that's coming up. So there's a codependency here. It even could be if the divine masculine is still with the karmic. The King of Cups is upright being seen, so in their high energy, but it's a false show of power. Aye, aye, Captain. So they're being love, but in a dark environment, like if they're still with their karmic, and especially with this party coming up. At a party or a reunion, having sex everywhere, so they're definitely someone, it's not everyone obviously, but someone may be at an orgy, but having sex everywhere or doing it in front of the other person to get back at the Queen of Pentacles for the basically giving them sweet treats for the sweet tweets, like whatever they said, getting back at them at the iron gate, the wind vane, vanity, revenge, and profanity. The bird feeders in the fall, home with a party of just a small party of 3 or 4, or a big celebration, or a reunion, but the King of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles, King of Cups is upright here, but the Queen of Pentacles reversed, both feeling alone, even though they are each with their own date or partner, trying to get back at each other with a sexy date all over them. Really, for me, it was coming up as disgusting, really, purely a game, right, of who can win. And it was 119, which is the Magician and the Sun. All right, so we turn the page, it's 120, it was Magician, and then the 20 is the Judgment card. Okay, so the Magician in their full embodiment and then being judged, whether it's them judging or them being judged, but purely a game to whoever's doing this, each with a pet to play with, or a wife swapping foursome for some, or at a big party and people at the gate whispering about the Queen of Pentacles reversed and the King of Cups in reunion. The Queen of Pentacles reversed keeps taking them back and now scorned, or after mastectomy, he begging, please forgive me for going out or cheating on her, whatever it was. Rock, paper, scissors, scissors, magnet, coin, on the stone pillar at the gate, spells all over the place at the party. Eyes wide shut, entering Satan's den, and going back home to mama, and sex in the backyard or the beach, or 2 flames nearby and 1 put aside for later. Swingers, the wealthy and bored, the beggars and scorned may come to even the score. A woman scorned. Did everything he or she asked and then betrayed them. Parenting comes up here, which is number 63. And 63 is the Nine of Swords, and that's suffering in silence. So whether it's needing parenting yourself or parenting a partner as opposed to your children, also parenting your parents. And then beneath the parenting is leadership, which comes up as 81, which in the numerology book, The Divine Triangle, 81 is the end of the cycle, where then you're basically finished with your karma and you can choose whether you stay or go. Dropping the ball or canceling a party, the sham fam, Queen of Swords reversed, getting attention or notoriety for the perfect family, but what's really going on behind the front. Christmas every day, one child has spending issues, may spend constantly, and another child running off at the mouth, both fighting for their lives. The Sovereign reversed, powerless and dependent, the Page of Swords, negative potty mouth, spies, lies, and videotape bribery, entitled children, or powerless to disorders or violent parents. Of law and order, the police state, Candy Striper, Candy the stripper, might know this friend because they're relatives a policeman who has friends who are strippers. The point of the chessboard is not the checkerboard glass ceiling. Candy Lane or board game. The bird got out of the cage on the loose. Butterflies got out too, along with the loot. Or garden of prayer, imitation picture. 5 swords is the enemy, the 5 of Swords guy. News at 6 and 11 is the true story. The takedown, no prisoners. Prisoner of war is a figment of your imagination. It's all or nothing here, live or die. Live and let die is for wussies. He may have no friends, but he has his 5 swords back, and they won't ever do that again. The Queen of Swords reversed, the Page of Swords reversed, the 9 of Pentacles reversed. Could be a mother and children at home, dropping the ball while he fights for success and attention, leadership and survival of the clan. A war zone. Love is a battlefield. At war in the dungeon, fighting to be free, to drive off a cliff so the Queen of Pentacles reversed can claim to be the war widow and collect the insurance payment. And claiming, poor me, the poor victim parent, the single parent. Someone had to take the lead. After all that toil and labor, which came up, that card from the Kipper deck, 38, which is the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups reversed with expectations. In the recent past here is the Page of Wands, the masked deity or masked party erupts or explodes. Sudden dramatic events or crown or cover is blown. And that was at 148, the Magician and the 8 of Cups, the walking away within. So someone might leave a party early, which might have been a good thing for them because it ends up being busted or caught or a lot of dirty stuff that people don't want them to know they're doing. But the crown or cover may be blown at this time, an epiphany or spontaneous orgasm in front of other people. Inspired by demigod or darkness, eyes wide shut, ball. Spell worker, dark Wiccan or voodoo, sex dungeons or wine cellars, literally the basement, or people who sell wine. Deep caverns, dark caves and places, heading into Scorpio spaces. The devil in his darkest culmination, detoxing total unhappiness, ending the sham fam. In having a mental breakdown, having doom in all areas of life, unable to see but one little speck of light. Taming the beast, Leo ego spreading the word, patiently one step at a time. The devil and the angel, detoxing toward the light. In the darkest hour, the tower must come and wage war against itself, the darkness. 2 darknesses multiplied exponentially comes out lighter and brighter. Everything will be all right. The Fool on 2 timelines, seeking the true light, divine light. The King of Swords upright. He's upright, he's in his truth. Grieving loss and or regret, dumping all old emotional attachments to the Fool with open heart. While he home depressed, letting go, and the Fool is free with abundance. The center here, the center energy, is the shadow, the devil. But the shadow cast, the devil reversed. A web. I wrote wed. So Wednesday may be a web. Because I wrote wed instead. Or wedding or Wednesday. But there's a web of sticky lies and sticky fingers, feeling of failure under the radar as the truth comes out, told to the King of Wands reversed with his back turned to it, at the full moon and at night. The challenge being addiction to risk-taking, funneling downloads from others and passing to random open fields. While two men are watching in the shadows, the world upside down or in another world, or sealed divine feminine, she's like the wind. At 0 point, taking it all in, as a divine masculine with guilt and shame gets drawn into the vacuum too. Defenseless to energies and attacks, being overwhelmed by too many people at once, with sudden drama, explosion, event, crown or cover blown, epiphany, spontaneous orgasm. The battle is over, no longer conflicted suddenly. The Queen of Wands and Queen of Cups reversed, and Taurus reversed, or Hierophant reversed, or spiritual marriage of two women, the Queen of Wands and Queen of Cups reversed. The Queen of Wands is upright here, Queen of Cups reversed. And this can be one person as well. It could be the Queen of Wands who's being a drama queen, over emotional here. Or divorce or break in commitment here suddenly. 3 in a group breaking up or third party situation, the Queen of Wands upright, Queen of Cups reversed, and Taurus reversed here, which can all be one person. The wounded warrior tripping up, dropping the facade, receiving love from Leo, ego, or the one who's taming their inner beast, who's starting over in love and now accepting the offer previously extended. Capricorn, Cancer, Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, Pisces all here. Leo upright and Taurus reversed, depressed, or Aquarius reversed, depressed. High Priestess, Pisces reversed. So Pisces can be, they're all negative energies here except for Leo. Pisces reversed. The Tower is hitting Leo and Taurus the hardest, affecting Virgo above them with light on the drama. The wounded warrior, Leo, or just strong person, divorcing spiritual or breaking dawn, I was just getting, but breaking commitment or tradition, 212, 2 is the High Priestess, 12 the Hangman, depressed, feeling defenseless to the secret being out, passion without intuition, or olive head, olive oil, salt and pepper, Chianti farm, dark pillar. And then a car zoomed north right at that moment. Okay, so there could be, here we have a lot about Italian stuff with salt and pepper and olives. So, and then the Chianti farm. So there could be some kind of Italian mafia association here. Okay, or it could be a daughter of someone in the mafia. So 214 is High Priestess and the Temperance card, having patience and psychic intuition. Also 214 is Valentine's Day. Failing at marriage or non-committal, no commitments under the radar, only the Empress reversed. World turned around or in another world, or Alzheimer's has started. Or 2 bulls or 2 Tauruses with divine feminine between them under the radar. The divine feminine and divine masculine hearts are connected with the High Priestess reversed and the Empress reversed around them, dark women of power. Reaping rewards of her heart, the flame, burdened by their own hard work, but no battle, not conflicted or fighting anyone. Now crowning is the 5 of Swords, the enemy, the wounded warrior, still at war even though the battle is over, PTSD. Dark night hanging out, taking it all in, or stealing from wounded warrior to be wise or see new perspectives. The 40 walk and stopping midway. When mules cross the suspension bridge, which I actually did across the Grand Canyon, they stop if there's just one little thing out of place, being stubborn and refusing to move until that thing is corrected, or they are forced to move on. The enemy of self reaping rewards of the magician embodiment and detoxing hell. No hell, or no hell hath no fury, right? But I was getting furor here. Hell hath no furor, as a woman scorned, so it's like a Hitler. Enemy on all sides, a takeover, a forced surrender. Enemy at both exits, so camping out in the middle of the bridge. Y in the road, hostage situation with police outside. Detox one way, reaping, in detox, one way reaping the rewards of the furor on the other. So it's saying they're stuck in the middle of this bridge, this in suspension, in suspense, because they're surrounded, and one side is detox. So they either have to face detox, or the other side is facing the Fuhrer or Hitler on the other. The only way out is down, which is death, or up, which is ascension. The King of Swords detoxing the enemy within. The Page of Pentacles observing all angles of healing and forgiving. The Hermit reversed, coming out after long over isolation, strong spirituality, inspired King of Swords, or inspired by the King of Swords. The King of Swords is coming up here as the Knight of Swords, rushing in to tell the Hermit reversed, who's also the Page of Wands, inspired, the truth, his truth, the King of Swords' truth. New passion for stubbornness or refusal to move or work, in a strike or surrender, in need of protection, defenseless to the energies or attacks. The wounded warrior feeling a failure and surrender under the radar, fell off his horse, talking to or about the Empress reversed, to the Queen of Swords, who's upright, reflection, reaping rewards of freedom and yet still burdened and hard working. Or the Empress reversed, Taurus, Aquarius, Pisces, Virgo, all reversed, excuses herself from any hard work. Soon the surrender is over, holding back passions and falling short on energy with a negative past, a false twin, negative kids, or the past returning with a new passion, with third energy to offer him an energy boost. So that could be the Divine Feminine coming in to offer him a little energy, a little help to get out of this place. Desires aligned, no more overworking or her powerless. Now the King of Pentacles and the King of Cups are coming up as the masculine and the feminine on equal playing field as lovers. He is the Ace of Pentacles reversed. That's how he's seeing himself. The diamond in the rough, rejected, vulnerable, holding back time, energy, and money for time in the sunshine, in their knowing and balanced. And this was at 236, the High Priestess and the 10 of Wands, the big burden that needs to be dropped. And the Queen of Swords doing her thing around him. It's like the masculine wanting to come in and just hang out right now to recover with the feminine. Time in the sunshine, in their knowing and balanced, with the Queen of Swords doing her thing for the homeless and or abandoned. There's your confirmation there. Okay, just give me 1 second. I just want to plug this in. Okay. So there is deception that comes up here for the Divine Masculine at 237, the High Priestess and the King of Cups, who's upright today. So deception can just be, having that mask on, not showing your whole self. And past life relationship comes up, as well as wedding. This situation involves marriage. Around the Divine Masculine, or how he's seen, is the guidance reversed. There's no guidance or bad guidance around him, at work or from the group. Taurus reverse coming together to co-create, or a ceremony or award. Destined rejection, jealous of the group, or one person who can't be happy for you, no matter what, when you're successful. The naysayer or the party pooper. Looks like going forward with spiritual group, a friendly collaboration. So that part looks good, but there's one person who's like being the stick in the mud, or the naysayer or the party pooper. And this is another wound that needs to come up. Clear blocks of the wounded warrior surrender, that it means you're a victim. Staying in the wounded warrior energy is the victim savior template, right? Because you're staying the victim as opposed to surrendering, which is letting go and knowing that the universe takes care of all that stuff. The lovers in another world, not expressing feelings, holding back. This is what the masculine needs to clear. That surrender actually means allowing all that good energy to come flowing in openly. When the twins come together, they're already connected and feel each other's feelings. So it's not like you have to express as much because you already feel each other. One master manifester and one master of emotions. No longer sovereign because now with each other. Strongest when together, side by side, in green environment, in surrender. When the devil's around, detoxing with natural medicines, the truth and balance, the King of Cups, unconditional love, non-judgmental about feelings, like feeling like feeling like you're crazy. So not judging each other, non-judgmental about feeling like you're a crazy person, coming out to free self from prison of exile, abandonment wounds, and homelessness. Root chakra, SS, or safety and security issues. You notice issues has those two S's in it. And then I was getting 5-star hotels, and then the Muppets Happiness Hotel, which I don't know if you guys are into that, but I used to love to watch that with my kids. And so my son has a photographic memory pretty much, and he remembers everything about all the Muppet movies. The Wounded Warrior and the Queen of Swords, free to leap like Gonzo out of the plane at Cross Keys to reap hard work and end the conflict, to free selves from anxiety. Unconditional love versus fear. You choose. Mutually exclusive, the Happiness Hotel. Rated by Gonzo, the daredevil, black diamond in the rough. You see Cole, and then coat was coming up. So the red coats was also coming up here. But you see the coal, the black coal, is black before it becomes a diamond. You couldn't have it any other way. The journey of the lovers in exile, off the beaten path, just like Gonzo and the group jumping out of the plane to get there instead. Without sleep, rising above in the hot air balloon. In my beautiful, my beautiful, my beautiful balloon, right? The red balloon. The messenger of truth rushes in to keep me up at night. Very pleased with themselves. Salty and peppery, both a bit spicy in exile, swept away by the tidal wave of love and emotions. The Knight of Cups knocked for a loop, not rising today, because Phoenix is daughter's destination today, not mine. A bit of full moon depression, or energy pushing down, which is depression. The Justice, or Libra, and the Emperor, or Aries, broke up or are not seeing eye to eye. An unfair connection of the past, or two men living in the past, due to the Empress reversed between them, always negative or difficult. Always needing to get her own way. And that was at 3 o'clock. The 3 of the Empress and the 2 zeros, right? Needing all that source energy. That's like the energy vampire. She's taking all the source energy of the 2 men around her to feed her ego. So there's no love loss here between the 3 in the group, and the 2 men are upright, but they're not seeing eye to eye, which is fine. They may just not want to work together anymore, but she is reversed. No love lost here between the 3 in the group. The Taurus and or Aquarius reversed, negative, and then Libra or Judge and Emperor or Aries don't see things the same way. The evil Empress fall by a few good men. Her SS. So that indicates, Hitler. It indicates the SS Minnow from Gilligan's Island, which always comes up, but it's also the safety and security, the root chakra issues. All right, so if the evil Empress fall by a few good men, her SS, root chakra, support. Miss Piggy's ground support is going away, leaving her falling on her head, her heart detached and up for grabs. The 10 of Wands burdens coming into the light. The King of Swords not quite ready to be fully exposed, but just about there. Bad guidance around him or Taurus reversed, but spiritual groups are good, inspired. The Page of Wands, masked boy, in detox, challenged by risk-taking addiction, surrendering and then surrendering again to the enemy, the fear of self versus unconditional love. And then comes up here the major wounds that we need to be clear of to get to that unconditional love. The abandonment issues, the rejection issues.
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Could you please repeat it?
I need to repeat that. The 5 major wound groups that we need to clear. Abandonment issues, rejection issues, humiliation issues, betrayal, and injustice. That justice is just happiness as opposed to being right. Do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? The burdened magician in indigo, boy, masked boy, starting over to expose and clear false sense of power and happiness. Inspired to remove his own mask, the King of Swords upright is detoxing fear, challenged by danger and risk. Before new life, surrendering to higher self and to love, divorce, and or spirituality, surrendering all control to a green environment and unconditional love. The lover's journey. We can do without the lack. So that was the story. So really beautiful here. And I just want to say, I don't think it went into explicit details here, but I don't want to read all of the prior reads that I did right before this, but there was a lot of sexual connotations about older men using young girls who, you know, might have a crush on them to give them oral sex. And it was really making me sad, because it was like the girl may be fine with it because she's so lala about the man, but they're using them because the girl doesn't know they're just going to dispose of them if they don't do what they want. So I was getting that really icky energy, which happens all the time. It happens in high schools with sports teams. And here it's coming up for the divine masculine too, like forcing a young person or any person to, you know, to give them oral sex whenever they say. It's like a control thing as opposed to a loving thing. This is what's coming, the energy that's coming up. Right, because, you know, it's like it's like the, you know, the savior and victim template comes up with all of the issues that we deal with, the murder and the murdered, because we've all played those roles in our past life energy, or the 14 generations of DNA in our bodies. So it's the murder and the murdered, it's the rapist and the raped. Okay, so it's about the control. When you have the savior is controlling the situation. The victim has no control, they're powerless. So all of these polarities contain those aspects. So I needed to bring up that that sexual situation because it happens all the time and it needs to stop. Okay, that the girls do not have to do that to be loved. Okay, and this could be This could be a divine masculine behaving like this, and I've definitely heard that specifically from different people, and also can have to do with your children, the divine masculine's children experiencing these things. It could be the divine masculine doing it as the control person, and at the same time their own daughter experiencing the same thing, being forced into that situation if they want the boy to love them. Okay, so that needed to come up. Okay, I'm going to do the 12 signs as well. I haven't put any cards down yet, so here we go. First will be I will show you the cards there. We have the Rider-Waite first, and then we'll do the Kipper deck and the Thoth deck that I usually use for that. Here's the read here. The 10 of Wands, there's the underlying energy. See the dungeon energy. It's very dark, and a lot of dark sex energy was coming up today. The recent past is the Seeker of Wands or Flames there. You can't see this card. That's the King of Swords down there. He's covered by the 4 of Wands. The Star reverses depression between the home and the bigger family as well. And then underneath here, I'm going to show you all the cards there without turning this off by accident. Okay. So those are the clarifiers on the King of Swords. And then the center card is the Devil, the Shadow, challenged by the 7 of Orbs, that risk or liar, cheat, or thief. Or here it's more about receiving and passing on downloads. Underlying energy there with the 5 of Wands guy. He's all over the place because he's there in the crowning energy as well. And you see the Kipper deck there too. As we pan across here to the near future position, we have the surrender of the 2 of crystals in this deck. But we also have the surrender of the wounded warrior reversed in several places here. The masculine seeing himself as that diamond in the rough. The pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles was reversed today. And then around him is that Hierophant or guidance card, which also was reversed today. The blocks he needs to clear is about the wounded warrior reverse, which is the surrender. And then the green environment you see there ending up on the King of Cups upright, which is unconditional love. The cards above that are the 5 of Pentacles, and then the Knight of Cups reversed, the 7 of Wands reversed, and the Star reversed. So there was some depression feeling pushed down here. And then you see we end up there on the Empress reversed, all right? Okay, so let's get into the 12 cards and see how this all plays out with what we just read. Okay, so there's definitely abuse, sexual abuse here, and you know, all the wounds that are coming up that need to be cleared. Pull this down just a little bit. Okay. So take a deep breath, you guys. This is coming up with this Aries moon, right? Because Aries is like, you know, raw energy. It's the first sign. It's the front men in the war zone. You know, the Scorpio energy of Mars is the, you know, who's managing them but staying behind the line so they don't get killed first. The Aries are the ones that are the brave ones who go out there, but you could be a fool also because you get killed first. So the Aries of the Fool comes up here. So the Aries moon, you know, it's very like in your face. Aries is kind of the energy of that space invader, you know, who has no concept of giving another person their own space. It's very, very fiery, very primordial. All right, so Aries to Pisces, all 12 signs. It's October 12, 2019. And I'm definitely getting some stressful energy here. There's a lot of fear that came up in the Divine Masculine read today, all right? We had the Five of Swords. We had the Devil here. Devil's reversed, though, so it's going into detox. But the worst comes out before the detox. So it's still there with this full moon. So just be present if you're going out this weekend, all right, with this full moon. Especially tonight and tomorrow. It's more prevalent tonight since it's Saturday night, though. There's a lot more people out there. All right, we had the Ten of Wands upright, and there's a lot of dark energy in the first half of the read. The second half of the read was better because it's about going into surrender and unconditional love. And the diamond in the rough coming out of the ground. The masculine's not quite exposed, but he's just about there. And I'm getting connection there. All right, and we still have this false guidance around the masculine. All right. So Aries to Pisces, all 12 signs for October 12, 2019. For the best and highest good of all is concerned, let's clear all this negative energy and fill with only beautiful divine love and light. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Aries to Pisces, all 12 signs. Okay. Aries. You have this Six of Pentacles. Taurus. Nine of Swords. Okay. Gemini, Four of Pentacles. Cancer, Five of Cups, reversed. Leo, the Magician, reversed. That's not good energy. Virgo, Queen of Swords, upright. The World reversed for Libra. And that's about the Ace of Pentacles, not quite upright. It's the same thing with the World. They're there, they're just not quite right at the end, okay? Then we have Scorpio with the Wheel of Fortune reversed. Same thing. We're just about there. See, when these both turn up, that'll be great. Okay. Then we have Sagittarius, the Nine of Cups. So Sag is doing great today. Let's see what else comes up. That could be some arrogance, though. So Capricorn, Page of Wands, inspired. Aquarius, that's the Three of Swords. Separation, broken heart, hurt feelings. Rain, love rain on me, or could be some kind of surgery as well. This is for Pisces, has the Three of Wands reversed. So this is someone looking back, going back, or living in the past. For me. All right, so then the other energies that will come up here, which we'll get to at the end. We have the Knight of Swords reversed. The Eight of Swords reversed. Queen of Cups reversed, which all came up in the read. The Knight of Swords was upright in the read, though. Here it's reversed. And the King of Swords reversed. So they were both upright, but here they're reversed. Okay, I just want to pull a few more here. And we'll get into them at the end. We got the Emperor there. I just want to get some more information here. Okay, so we get to our sovereignty, which is a good place. I want to leave on a major arcana. In the bottom of the deck is the Page of Cups reverse, which will be fire. And then Earth has the Fool. Air has the Temperance card reversed, so they could be losing their tempers. You don't want an air sign losing their temper on you. I had 2 air parents, believe me, I know. Three of Pentacles reversed. And then we end up here with that Seven of Swords, that Risk card, which was the challenge in the read today. These are very slippery cards. They just fall all over the place. I just want to pick up my Kipper deck, so excuse my butt for a minute. Okay. Alrighty. So here's the Kipper deck for all 12 signs. This is for Aries to Pisces, all 12 signs for everyone watching today, for the best and highest good of all is concerned. What do we need to know? What do we need to learn? For October 12, 2019. Aries to Pisces, all 12 signs. Okay. So for Aries, we have great fortune. They do have that balance there with the Six of Pentacles. For Taurus, we have distant horizons, but there is some struggle there. Might be tears of joy. You have the Fool up top there for Taurus. Then Journey for Gemini. Cancer has the Lovers. Leo has Marriage. I should tell you the numbers associated with them too. So Aries has great fortune, which is 26, the Page of Wands. Taurus has 36, distant horizons, which is the 10 of Wands. 10 was the Wheel of Fortune for the Journey, and then 15 is the Devil for the Lovers, for Cancer. And then for Leo, Marriage is 3, which is the Empress. So the Empress may be Leo or involved with Leo. That's in the read today. Then we have Virgo, which is the Community with the Queen of Swords, which is 39, the Knight of Cups. And then the Gift for Libra, which is 17, the Star, along with the World reversed. Scorpio has Expectation, 28 is the Two of Wands, the Twin Flames, or a choice of path. And then Sagittarius has the Toil and Labor. Okay, but they're happy with that. 38 is the Queen of Cups. And we have the Page of Cups reversed up top there. High honors for Capricorn, along with the Page of Wands, so they're inspired. They're definitely free and inspired. Capricorn's feeling good today. Aquarius, occupation with the Three of Swords. So there's some kind of broken heart or separation here. Impatience. And then we have Pisces with Privileged Lady and the Three of Wands. So she could be living in the past where her life isn't really like this anymore, that things need to change sometimes, and she may not be willing to change her ways because she had it so good, she doesn't want it to change, right? So the wealthy man comes up for everybody. The courthouse, and that could be the lawyer at the courthouse as well as the wealthy man, but there's imprisonment here with the courthouse. That comes up with together all the time, and I shuffle these a lot. And then the coffin. And I was just getting Dead in the Water, and Still Water came up too. Still waters run deep. Still waters run deep. There's a mature man here too, so there could be, I'll put that out there too. There could be some kind of interesting. There's the main male comes up after that too. There's a lot of men involved here, so I want to put that out. All right, this definitely could be some illness. The bottom of the deck is the false person and the main female. All right, and we have the main male out. So this is someone who's not showing their true self. They may have, it could be even the privileged lady who grew up very poor, right? So they don't show them, they're afraid to show their real self because they think they won't be accepted in high society. So that's that false mask. Then we have the Thoth deck here. So take another deep breath, you guys. So we have the underlying energy of the risk card. This card is just inherently about risk. It doesn't have to be a liar, cheat, or thief, but it is about risk. So it ends up being in those categories a lot of the time. So we come from that, taking that risk, to the Three of Pentacles reversed. So it could be the risk of leaving a job, or stealing at a job, or needing to fire someone or rehire someone at a job. It's just not seeing eye to eye at a job, or a third party, cheating at a job. So cheating, stealing, lying, all of this stuff coming up at a job or workplace or place of co-creation, with a fallen angel or someone who's impatient, who loses their temper, who has no patience. Or maybe that's the problem. If you have patience, like that's your job because you're a doctor with patience, you may not have any patience right now and free to go. So it could be vacation time as well. With the Fool, you're free to leap with a loyal friend. So you may be leaving a job to take a leap with a loyal friend and be free. But the Fool has to come in and face their own rejection with the Page of Cups there reversed. Or someone who's very vulnerable, but because of them. All right, so thought for Aries to Pisces, all 12 signs, October 12, 2019, for the best and highest good of all those concerned. What do we need to know? What do we need to learn? Aries to Pisces. Aries to Pisces. Okay. So Aries has strife, which is like the 5 of Wands. So that can be a little competition, expansion, conflict, or conflicted. Taurus has the universe. That's the world complete. And you could be traveling around the world. Gemini, virtue of 3 of Wands. And that's connected to, Pisces with the 3 of Wands. But this is upright, the 3 of Wands here. Cancer has the Knight of Swords reversed. All right, this is either holding your tongue, holding back an announcement, or major verbal abuse. That's for Cancer. That's coming up at work. All right, and then we have Leo, disappointment, which is like the 5 of Cups. Grieving, loss, sadness, regret, guilt, shame. All those things come up there. It's my party. I'll cry if I want to is coming up from that picture. For Virgo, it's indolence, but it's reversed. So this is like the 8 of Cups. So not walking away, but actually going through the pain. All right, doing the work around other energies, not just by yourself. So that comes up as multiple things for me. Libra comes up as the gain. So the 9 of Pentacles along with the gift. So that's really positive. Maybe it'll help the world turn complete the cycle, but there's some impatience there for that gift. Scorpio has victory, but reversed. This is the 6 of Wands reversed. So feeling defenseless to the energies, or feeling like you failed, or just sneaky because you're doing it under the radar. You have expectations of something, but it feels sneaky because you're kind of trying to do it without other people knowing about it, but it doesn't have to be something bad. Sagittarius has interference, which is the 8 of Swords. All right, so that has to do with your own thoughts interfering with your life, feeling like a prisoner. Capricorn has ruin, but reverse. This is like the 10 of Swords, which is like the worst is over. Aquarius has sorrow. They don't like their occupation. They're impatient to leave. And then we have the Star for Pisces with the privileged lady. She's the Star. And she plans to stay that way. Someone might achieve their stardom status for Pisces. All right, so then we'll pull for everybody. Princess of Wands, which is like the Page of Wands feminine. But she's more in control, right? She's dragging this tiger around. Or it could be a stuffed animal that she took from a friend. Knight of Cups is reversed here, so some jealousy here. So there's definitely kid energy here coming up. The High Priestess is upright here. So this is being in your knowings, keeping to yourself. Very intuitive. And the Hangman reverse. This is in the Awakening. And we pulled, how many did we pull? We pulled 6 cards in the other deck. Let's see what else is coming up. The Sun is reversed. So the Awakening could be very draining, to say the least. You could feel sick. And then we have Ace of Discs, which is what the masculine sees himself today as the Ace of Pentacles, but reversed, not quite ready to start the new life, but just there, like breaking ground, breaking dawn. Dawn is the Delta, which is the triangle, the pooling of water, the stillness, which isn't good, right? Because it needs to move, it needs to flow. So, and I'm seeing the triangle, being hit, the musical instrument. Delta, dawn, what's that? It's the flowering of the crown, the opening of the lotus. It takes time to develop, is what I'm getting there. The triangle is the change, right? The change takes time. The water has to pool first before it actually drains out. It's like stirring up the drama. So that pool, the delta, it's like the place where when all the major waterways come together and have to come into one stream, just like traffic, it takes a long time to merge things together. So a lot of drama comes up when you have to go through that stillness. Like, when you're sitting in traffic and you get really frustrated, that's what's coming up. All right, so for everyone, this is fire, earth, air, and water. We're going to start with the fire signs. We have the Page of Cups reversed at the top of the fire signs. I have the Rider-Waite deck, the mini. So we'll see what comes up for Aries first. All right, we've got I think it's Aries moon, right? If I'm wrong about that, correct me, please, because I think so, but I'm not positive. All right, so we have the Six of Pentacles, the Great Fortune, and Five of Wands, though. All right, so this is like the fight for riches. If you want to fight for riches and compete and go through all that drama, then you need to keep this balance at all times. Okay? When you want to face all of this, because there's conflict, expansion, it's normal for everyone, because you have, it's not good unless you're expanding through the cycles. It's not like you're expanding every second of the day or every day of the year or every week of the year. You go by the seasons. Time to expand and then time to contract, time to ground and integrate, to master those things. But this is very good, actually. It's just that there's vulnerability here up top, feeling rejection, feeling like you can't do it, or it can be a spoiled kid who doesn't want to go through the changes. Changing and face the strain, okay? Have patience. Queen of Wands. Okay, shows this could be the Aries person. Having patience. Being in their knowing. This is very balanced, all right? It's finding their center here. It's very much finding their center. And you see how these are all white and blue, and she's more yellow. It's finding your center, your Mary Magdalene energy, the center, your solar plexus to the heart energy, okay? Finding a safe place. But we have the Page of Cups reversed. So after being rejected or dealing with a child who's spoiled, or a child who's just very shy and has felt rejected many times, okay? Then we have a Page of Wands. So there could be two siblings where this child is, very on point, very inspired, and the other child feels less than. See, this is the leader. The Page of Cups is always feeling left behind, like they're the one who is the party pooper, because they're always feeling like they can't do it, the other kids do. And it's up to the parent to find that balance to help, to help each one in a different way. So it's definitely coming up about relationship with your children and finding your inner balance, finding justice for all. That each, we have the Justice card coming up after that, okay? So it's about, at the full moon especially, when emotions get out of control, that you have to treat each child like an individual. You can't have some kind of blanket way of taking care of everyone. But this is for Aries, so it's very much focusing on balance between children, not playing favorites, not making them compete against each other, which was one of the templates that came up for the masculine, that their father had made them and their brother, they pinned them against each other, compete for everything, to make them get better and better and better, as opposed to just loving themselves. All right, the Magician reversed, marriage and disappointment for Leo. So this can be just, really bad insecurities, but it can be a major manipulator too. Okay, and here's a marriage of manipulators. And disappointment is the Five of Cups. So there's nothing that can come of this but this sadness and loss, regret, guilt, and shame, because there's all of these insecurities and manipulation here. That doesn't work. So that's coming up for the marriage of insecurities and manipulation. Only leads to disappointment. Okay, so this came up by itself. And then again, the Page of Wands here. So this is not coming up as pretending not to know. This is more like being in your knowing, being inspired, leading the way, showing others how to not feel insecure, but be happy with themselves. So again, it's going back to the Page of Cups reversed, who's very insecure and vulnerable. Help the baby. Don't let the baby always feel like the baby, because they're going to feel like the victim mentality, right? They're the little one that can't do for themselves. Their older brothers always have to help them, or sisters, whatever it is, okay? Help them to bring into their life truth and balance. Lead the way. And if you have another sibling who's really confident, get them to help too, as opposed to being their competitor, right? And teasing them. Help them be one of their teachers to help give them a hand up so that the other kid can do it too. That's what I'm getting for Leo. It's very much about kids today. All right, then we have Sag. We have the Nine of Cups, toil and labor, and interference. So this is about being very proud of all the work you put into something. Be careful that doesn't go towards arrogance, though. But this is the interference of your own thoughts, right? The Eight of Swords. also could be feeling imprisoned by the work that you do, or imprisoned by your boss, or vice versa. Like this has to do with boss and worker. So someone's feeling imprisoned by the situation. This could be someone who's very arrogant, and this person feels imprisoned by the job. Okay? So you can be on either side. You can be the happy one who gets to tell everybody else to do the work. But Sag can also be this person who's trapped in this job that they don't like and may feel like their boss is very arrogant. They don't ever help out. So it's a boss who never contributes, who just makes everybody else do the work. And now obviously the employees don't feel good about that. So let's see what else is coming up for Sag. All right, this is very positive. This is someone who'd rather be home with the Queen of Pentacles and being strong, being taken care of by the Queen of Pentacles, or she would rather just be home and do her work at home as opposed to working for someone else. There's someone else who's going to be happy making them do something. This is about I'd rather work for myself, or even by home. Or it's someone who, when they get home from this other job, they feel amazing when they get home because they're away from this prison. Okay, so that's what Sagittarius is coming up with. The feminine's coming up, yeah, in this picture too. She's much happier at home. Even if it's work, it doesn't mean she doesn't have to work, but it looks like she's going to be much happier at home here. All right? But there's some Leo or ego energy here that makes her very frustrated, right? So the ego of this other person. So Sag can be on either side of that. All right, just a lot of childlike behavior with the fire signs, about vulnerability, about some people being privileged or spoiled, entitled, or just vulnerability and feeling rejected or feeling shy and giving people a hand up. So now we have earth signs, we have the Fool. So Taurus has the Nine of Swords, the suffering in silence, up nights, headaches, crying, just thinking about the distant horizons, but there's no water here. Like they feel like they're crying so much, they're crying in ocean, so the ocean's gone. They need to bring water or emotion into their plans for the future. The love. Where is the love? So it's like they're free, they have everything they need, but they're not sleeping well, or maybe they have headache issues. So like even if they do have everything they need, they can't enjoy it because they have health issues, or they don't have the one, the one they want to enjoy it with. How to be free without the loyal friend, because the Fool has the little doggy behind them who's always with them. So, and I'm getting connection there. You got a friend, right? So Taurus is coming up with the Sun and the King of Pentacles reversed, and then the Page of Pentacles reversed. This is like a father and child, right? The child is always tagging along at their feet with the Fool. But it's like they're pentacles. Like the father is connecting with the child in a practical way, but where's the love? There needs to be more emotion here. Either the child is emotionless or the father, or they're both alike that way, and there's no emotion here. There's fun and exposure and childlike energy here, but they're both reversed because there's no love. It's all about the money, the superficial things. They're not bonding on a love level. And a message comes in. This could be the Fool coming in to teach them how to be loved. There you go. You can't get more confirmation than that. All right? So the one that they've always thought was weak and a fool is now coming in to teach them how to be love. That's Taurus. Very cool message. All right. All right, Virgo is Queen of Swords, the community, and indolence. So instead of being isolated, connecting with the community, so she's speaking to the community just like I'm speaking to you now. It's the same type of energy. And then we have the indolence of, as opposed to the Eight of Cups upright, which is usually walking away. It doesn't have to be in this card, though. This is about, you know, it's kind of like the Seven of Cups. You know, you have all these options here are out on display. Are you going to walk away from it, or are you going to deal with the energy and not allow it to get you confused or take you down? You know, it's about learning to deal with the energies even when you're around other people, not just yourself, right? It's easier to work on our healing and our wounds when we're alone at home, but then going to work or out in the community, it's learning to be able to do that as well and transmute the energies to help others, okay? So that's coming up for Virgo, needing to go out to the community to be of service, being the Fool with an open heart, just being love wherever they go with their loyal friend. Okay, so the moon comes out, so the full moon's very important here, but there's some very positive energy here for Virgo. This is the moon and the stars. You have, you know, to the moon and back. You're choosing left, the left. This is like the masculine choosing left, the divine feminine, the stardom, the shining your light. It's just make sure, you know, with the false light and the stars, that you always stay your own person. Choose the left, the new, the more divine feminine, but also don't forget the feminine can be moody too. They have a moody side. They can shine their light, but they also have the polarization of that. So don't go to the extremes. Okay? This is the masculine coming out of the end of a family cycle, coming toward the divine feminine. It's about melding the energies here. And just doing it with an open heart. It could be the other way around too. Like this could be the feminine coming towards the masculine. Either way. It seems more though like the masculine going toward the feminine. But it's the Fool with an open heart with their loyal friend, and that can be where they're headed toward. This is a masculine who's left behind this energy, which is how the read ended on the Empress reversed. Very negative, controlling energy, leaving a family cycle. Okay. Alrighty, so then we go to Capricorn. Inspired with the Page of Wands, like a young guy going out on a date. High honors and ruin reverse. This is the worst, it's over. And a 3 or 6 gun salute here. 25 is the Knight of Wands. There's a lot of fire, movement, passion energy here. Physical energy. This could be some kind of award, or someone's inspired to just open their heart. I'm just getting the masculines, their own little salute to the feminine. All right, I forgot to tell you the numbers for the other cards too. For Taurus, it's 36. Oh, I told you all of them. Okay. So now we have, all right, Capricorn is giving the feminine, they're giving the feminine their own little salute. Where did that come out of? Ah, that's where it was. Where did that card come from? Okay. So now we have Gemini here. All right. Gemini, 4 of Pentacles, Journey, and then the Virtue, 3 of Wands. So this is about being moderate, stable, saving your money, holding things close to your chest, but holding on loosely. He's not clinging too tightly. He's holding on loosely. Grounding, maybe skating on a little thin ice because they don't have a whole lot here. Going on a journey, even though they don't have a lot. Do they really need to spend their money? Well, the 3 of Wands is about being present. So it's about letting go of worrying about what you could lose or don't have or end up not with. It's about staying present in the moment. Just go and enjoy yourself. Have fun with it. So let's see there's impatience here with Gemini, which I don't know what that means. All right, impatience. We have Temperance with impatience, a fallen angel. Why does Gemini have this? All right, so Gemini could be connected to, who did this come up for? Aries? I can't remember. But Queen of Wands and 2 Swords. So she's in her knowing, she's staying balanced. She's looking toward it, so she's not looking away here. So this is connected with Gemini. So So Gemini could be the one who's trying to stay amidst all these fiery energies and stay transmuting without getting affected by it. So there may be a little bit of impatience here for Gemini, all right? They kind of want to pretend not to know because they're positive energies, but you know, it's fire energy, so it's not the easiest to take. Could be children and a mother around you, and this is the Gemini energy, just trying to keep the peace, trying to help keep everyone else inspired and going and lead them on their way and help them to lead others, okay, for truth and balance justice. And justice for all. So Gemini's trying to help keep the world balanced. The fallen angel. But they may be still battling their own impatience. Their fallen angelness, forgiving themselves for anything they judge themselves for. Libra's coming up with the world reverse, the gift, and the gain. So it's like nine of discs, 9 of pentacles. So which is beautiful. This is their sovereignty, having everything the single person wants, the gift with the star energy. And the world is not quite complete. Or this could be the divine feminine, the sealed divine feminine in another world. Or she's out of this world. That could be a masculine saying she's out of this world, that she feels like she's a gift. But there's some impatience there. It's the gift to the fallen angel. The masculine saying he's the fallen angel and she's a gift to me. She's out of this world. Oh, that's really a nice message. Can be impatience as well, because any of the air signs, you know, they probably have impatience issues. So we got the King of Wands reversed and the Wounded Warrior. So he's wounded, he's exhausted. So, you know, when you're feeling like this, you lose your patience very easily. Stuck in their emotions, not quite there for peace. This is for Libra. Tripping up because they're so tired, they might be falling easily, or dropping the facade because they just can't pretend anymore. They're too tired. They could be breaking the patterns, but not even purposely. It's just because, you know, it's like getting injured or being forced out of a job. We've all been through these leaps of faith because that's what causes you, you know, to feel powerless and then let go of control, surrender. Okay, so this is in essence is very good actually. It's about the Libra letting go of control and letting go to repair, to fix things up. Maybe touch the glass ceiling a little bit. Okay, so it's actually good. They just need some rest and perspective. But they have everything they need. They just need to rest and find their patience again. And that can be literal patience as well. All right, so then we have Aquarius, 3 of Swords, occupation and sorrow. So someone might have gotten fired or just hates their job. Impatient, someone lost their temper at work. Let's see what else is coming up with Aquarius. Aquarius. Material. Oh, that's what I'm getting for that. Material. Oh, so this is Aquarius is getting the material girl from Madonna. And being impatient. I was just getting the Leo popped out, but it wasn't for Aquarius. It was just showing themselves. Leo's showing their power to Aquarius. All right, so Aquarius has implementing a plan, strategizing to come out after long isolation, or may have a mental illness here, feeling exiled out in the cold, may have been fired, or just feeling left out, or injured, had an injury at work, and they're not treating you well, right? Disability at work, often treat you very badly so that you'll leave. Okay, so, but it's about completing the cycle, to have faith. All right, so don't worry, you're completing the cycle. This is going to be really happy for you. We've all been led through these changes, okay? You will be inspired, you'll be on a quest. Allow the changes to happen, allow the fall. All right? Allow it to be, allow the disconnects to happen, it's okay. All is well in every moment. Then we have Cancer, we have the 5 of Cups reversed, the Lovers, and the Knight of Swords reversed, either holding their tongue, holding back announcements, or emotionally abusive, and that's why they're over it already. Like someone doesn't want to deal with that energy, that's for sure. So there's Lovers here. It can just be no love loss at work too, because we have the 3 of Pentacles reversed up top there. There's no honor here, there's third-party situation, or there's just not getting along at work, they're not seeing eye to eye, the group isn't functioning well, there's hiring, firing, letting go. Yeah. But no love lost there. Oh, that was upright. That came out upright for Cancer. So this might, whoever leaves the job may be actually a good thing for Cancer to come in. This could be a twin thing. Also for kids. Okay. So this is about letting go of those things that no longer resonate with you, okay, that no longer serve. The King of Swords is reversed, so he may be impatient. He may have a little bit of air in him, right? He's the King of Swords, and they're all impatient, losing their temper today. So someone may not want to work with him. This person may have to leave the situation because they're out of control, being nasty with their words, and they need to learn to let go and not let them behave that way. So they can love this person, but they don't have to work with them or be with them if they're going to behave like this. All right. Wait till, and they could just be being quiet. This could be their own negative self-talk. But just when you think it's the worst, they may be messing with you to be mean to you because they're about to give you a raise. This could be that 6-gun salute too. This could be someone who's treating you badly because they want to surprise you. They could be dealing with a lot of issues at work or third party through work, and actually being negative so that they can surprise them with an offer of a new life. That's actually really cute. But somebody's over the loss and regret, all that kind of stuff of dealing with work, or may have left the job and is now ready to come forward. But they're holding back an announcement. All right? They're holding back. Withholding. So may have to deal with just withholding taxes too at a new job. That's really cute, actually. All right, now we have Scorpio. Wheel of Fortune reversed, expectation and victory reversed. 3 of Pentacles reversed again, so it has to do with some kind of practical situation. Doesn't have to be work. It can be any place where you gather and co-create. It could be a ceremony, an honoring, anything like that. At church or whatever, a rec center even. So the Wheel of Fortune's reversed, so it's just not the right time yet. It doesn't have to be negative. It can be bad luck, but it can be, it's just not the right time, or things are slowing down on purpose so that you see things very closely. It's like slow motion. So when you're expecting, time slows down. It takes forever because you're expecting an outcome as opposed to enjoying every moment and being present. So when she's going through expectations, then there's a loss here because then the 6 of Wands is reversed and you're feeling like a failure instead of enjoying the moment. This is coming up for Scorpio. Stop looking for something to happen and just enjoy your moment. If you don't like your job, maybe you're waiting to get a new job, or you think that a new job is coming. The way that you get it is by focusing on whatever else is going good in your life and enjoying the moment. Stop waiting for things to happen. Just go on. Enjoy your day. Go do something fun today, Scorpio. All right. Scorpio wants to charge in with some truth. And this could be, wanting to strike. They're feeling stubborn or lazy. They don't want to move or to work. They actually want to give them a what for, but they have to go to work. Overworking, but they're done aligning and they're ready to get go. And this could just be between jobs. You're still at the old job, but you want to leave, or you have another job and you're about to leave. And it's that feeling stuck in between. Okay, it's saying just because you're still at an old job doesn't mean you can't have some great ideas still, and shed some light on something, awaken more. Don't overwork. You've aligned with all your desires. It's time to enjoy the time now because there's no pressure on you, especially if you know you're leaving. Now is the time where you can do your best work. There's nothing stopping you. Stop looking back. Stop living in the past. Be present, awaken, have great ideas. Okay? Trust yourself. All right, Pisces. 3 of Wands reversed, the privileged lady in the star. So she's living in the past, or she's looking back. All right, she has all this, and she has her stardom, and she expects it too. She's a privileged lady. It's number 12, the hangman. But she's hanging in limbo. There's no change. So she's living in the past, or looking back, or going back, always going back to the same old thing, or doesn't want to go to work. She's got the 3 of Pentacles up top. she's like, I'm a privileged lady. I don't have to go to work. So let's see what's coming up with her and why she has the Three of Pentacles up top. All right, she's coming up as the Empress reverse. That's the privileged lady on the top here. So that's definitely that negative energy. The Ten of Cups reverse is the end of a family cycle and the downfall of the matriarch, right? But she's a patriarchal energy here. She's been like the negative. She's not a man, but she's acting like a man. It's like the fall of the patriarchy and the end of the family cycle. The end of the old way of doing things, right? The end of the way of being bossed around by everyone else. It's time to tell ourselves what to do and go by our own inner guidance, all right? And allow yourself to heal. You may have had to end a cycle, but the privileged lady didn't want it to change because she was getting her own way and bossing other people around. It's time to heal, and maybe it's just time for you to hang out with the family and do something different for a change. Maybe focus on all this beautiful family that you have. A beautiful home and a beautiful family, but you leave because you like bossing people around better than hanging out with the family. But this is over. It can be vice versa too, where you've been hanging out with the family and this is over. Now it's time to go to work where you're going to have fun. You'll actually find your power there. Okay? So just allow things to change, Pisces. That's it. I mean, you have everything going for you. You just maybe need to change the job or not work, or if you've not been working, to go to work. Just change something. Okay? So we end up here with the Two of Wands on the bottom of the deck, and then the Star and the Moon. So that's really beautiful energy with the Justice card. Okay? That's where we leave here with the going on the journey. There's beautiful, look at that. All upright cards. Cool. Okay? And then we'll end on the Tower there, but they're all upright. Some really great energies going into this full moon. Just have to get over that hump with the false person choosing left, a new direction, completing the cycle. So that was upright here. So we're going into a completion cycle. And I'm sweating like crazy right now. So there's some masculine energy coming in. The Princess of Wands, so the little kid who expects their way, they're dragging all their toys around the house. The Knight of Cups reversed is jealous or spoiled or feeling rejected. And the High Priestess, knowing her worth. The Hangman in her awakening, but feeling drained or sick or overexposed prior to a new life, getting ready for that new life. After rejection or refusal to give or be loved. This is someone who just wants to do whatever they want to do. So this can reference that Empress energy as well. Okay, but starting over again for everybody. Then we have these. I'm like sweating like crazy now. This is because we're coming up to all the men again. All right, so we have the wealthy man, the courthouse, imprisonment. So it's definitely the fall of the patriarchy. There's going to be a lot of people who get caught, and you'll see that in the news. But the death of the old. All right, could be death of people in general too. But it has to do with the death of the old, the death of the patriarchy. You see, there's three men here. Okay, I've got the mature man, the main male, and the wealthy male. All right, that could be the lawyer. It's time to stop paying lawyers, making them rich, right? As opposed to doing it for yourself. This could be a father and son business and a lawyer. Father and son, or it could be having to do with the imprisonment of the funeral, the wake, waiting for the inheritance to come through, or breaking up a partnership. Feeling imprisoned by the legal system. So it's either the father and son who are battling the legal system, or it could be a partnership here where these three are breaking up, and this one's going off on their own. Okay, so then the last of the cards here. So if we have the risk-taking card there. For fire, we have the Knight of Swords reverse. So holding back announcement, holding your tongue, or some verbal abuse there. Can be fire, air energy for sure, who's losing their temper. And then we have the earth signs are freeing themselves or being freed from the prison or anxiety that they feel, letting go of the fears, or letting go of the fire energies who want to verbally abuse them and take away their energy. And this is the one, the earth sign, saying no more. And then this is the Queen of Cups reversed, who's over emotional. She can be a drama queen or manipulative. This is how the air signs are coming out because they're impatient. So they end up crying it out. And then we have the water signs with the King of Swords, who can be very negative. Or it could be like a cutthroat lawyer as well. All right, there's all this negative energy down here. So they're all going to end up crying. This one's very harsh words. This one's manipulative emotionally. But the earth signs are freeing themselves, and the fire signs. So the only one who's coming out of that, the earth signs are freeing themselves from all this crap, the drama around them. But fire still has major verbal abuse. Air signs are dealing with drama queens and emotionalism, and then the water signs are dealing with negative self-talk and people in power, right? The justice system, or this is more like verbal abuse, and this is more of other people, you know, deeming them as over you, so them being negative to you, and that you have to eat it, basically. The justice system, the bureaucracy, BS, all that kind of stuff. So then we have the options. This is the synchronicities, the heaven in their eyes, all the options that are out there. You don't need to just go with one if you're not happy with one. We have the Emperor back in control, not feeling confused because they're dropping their burdens or confessing, letting go of all the hard work. All right, this has to do with deception and the new moons. We're at the full moons. This is more about the early morning hours or the deception. They look pretty vicious there. I'm focusing on their faces. There's some nasty energy here, which is why a lot of negative dark energy came up in the read today. And dropping the burdens, all of a sudden the deceptions get flushed out. People not expressing their feelings, or this could be a major fight as well. This could be really negative energies back and forth. In a quest for riches, you know, a quest to expand. It can be fight or it can be play. Which is it? Or you can actually be doing a performance. Wouldn't that be more fun? Maybe a flash mob performance. And then we have the Two of Wands reversed, right? Feeling like you have no options. Or you had two options and you picked one, but you haven't had a chance to implement it yet. And there's the Sovereign. So in implementing the new path, you have everything you need, okay? It's just keeping yourself happy by connecting with others. Because, yes, you can be an island unto yourself and find happiness, but eventually you're going to have to go out and find others, okay? Maybe take a drive, make a bold move, or travel. Enjoy yourself, okay? So it's really about saying that. Enjoy your moment. Don't worry about the future and the past. What are you doing right now that makes you happy, that makes you feel good? Okay, so drink your water, get your rest, get your joy, get your nature, get your exercise, and rise and be love, guys. Have an amazing day. It is the full moon tonight and tomorrow. We're definitely in those energies. So don't be in fear. Just be present and discerning. Rise and be love, guys. Bye.